U.S. and French Presidents Emmanuel Macron and Donald Trump engaged in a significant disagreement regarding the provision of aid to Ukraine and the strategies for achieving a lasting peace in the conflict-ridden nation. Macron, during a visit to the White House, cautioned Trump against endorsing what he termed a surrender of Ukraine, a position seemingly at odds with Trump's suggestion that Russian President Vladimir Putin is looking to make a deal that might incorporate the deployment of European peacekeepers. This divergence in opinion highlighted a stark contrast in their approaches to resolving the Ukrainian crisis. Macron, the first European leader to visit the White House following Trump's re-election, emphasized the importance of upholding Ukrainian sovereignty and facilitating negotiations with relevant stakeholders. He unequivocally stated that any peace agreement must not represent a capitulation by Ukraine, nor should it involve a ceasefire devoid of robust guarantees. He underscored the necessity of safeguarding Ukraine's autonomy and empowering it to engage in meaningful dialogue with various parties. Trump, in response, while acknowledging areas of agreement with Macron on major issues, stressed the crucial role Europe must assume in guaranteeing Ukraine's long-term security. He also alluded to an impending U.S.-Ukraine minerals deal nearing completion. The stark contrast between Macron's emphasis on Ukrainian sovereignty and Trump's apparent openness to a deal potentially involving concessions from Ukraine reveals a fundamental difference in their geopolitical strategies and assessments of the situation. The differing viewpoints underscore the complex and multifaceted nature of the Ukrainian conflict and the challenges involved in forging a unified international approach to resolving it. This disagreement highlights the significant hurdles to achieving a lasting peace in Ukraine, with major global powers exhibiting diverging priorities and approaches to the conflict. The differing views on the role of European peacekeepers, the nature of a potential deal, and the necessity of safeguarding Ukrainian sovereignty underscore the deeply divisive nature of the ongoing conflict and the challenges involved in building a consensus on the path forward. The contrasting perspectives also reflect the internal political dynamics within the United States and its relationship with its European allies. The meeting came just hours after the U.S. cast a dissenting vote against a UN resolution, jointly drafted by Ukraine and the European Union, condemning Russia's invasion. This vote further underscores the complexities of international relations and the challenges in achieving a unified international response to the crisis. The contrasting positions on aid, the nature of a peace agreement, and the role of European peacekeepers illustrate the profound divisions among major international actors concerning the resolution of the conflict. This division presents significant challenges to achieving a sustainable and equitable peace in Ukraine. The differing interpretations of the situation, coupled with the contrasting political priorities of the U.S. and France, highlight the difficulties in establishing a unified international strategy for resolving the conflict. Meanwhile, a separate controversy unfolded involving Elon Musk and the U.S. government's Human Resources Department. An ultimatum issued by Musk, demanding that government employees either email their recent accomplishments or face resignation, faced significant internal resistance. The government's Human Resources Office subsequently rescinded the ultimatum, indicating a pushback against Musk's efforts to streamline the federal workforce. This action demonstrates the tensions between the demands of a private sector entrepreneur and the established norms and practices of the public sector. The incident also highlights the potential for conflict between the efficiency-driven approaches of the private sector and the more established processes of the public sector. The controversy exemplifies the challenges inherent in navigating the complex dynamics between private sector initiatives and public sector operations, particularly in areas involving employment and workforce management. A coalition of groups opposed to Musk's mass layoff plans initiated legal action, seeking a court order to prevent retaliatory measures against employees who failed to meet Musk's deadline. The president of the American Federation of Government Employees, AFG, characterized the ultimatum as disruptive to essential government functions. This legal challenge underscores the intensity of the opposition to Musk's actions and the potential for broader legal ramifications. The legal action highlights the potential for significant conflict between private sector interests and the established legal frameworks protecting public sector workers. This legal challenge underscores the seriousness with which the opposition to Musk's proposed workforce reductions is being pursued. The case could serve as a precedent-setting legal battle concerning employee rights and the boundaries of private sector influence within the public sector. In Germany, the outcome of recent elections presented a complex political landscape. Friedrich Merz's Conservative Alliance secured 28.5% of the vote, paving the way for potential coalition negotiations. Merz, a former banker, is expected to pursue a coalition government with Olaf Scholz's center-left Social Democrats, SPD, despite the SPD achieving its worst-ever electoral result with only 16% of the vote. Scholz described the outcome as bitter, reflecting the challenges ahead in forming a stable government. The election results reflect the shifting political landscape in Germany and highlight the difficulties in forming a stable governing coalition amidst a complex and fragmented political environment. The election highlights the deep divisions within the German political landscape and the uncertainties that lie ahead in forming a government capable of addressing the country's pressing challenges. In other global news, Pope Francis's condition remained critical, though Vatican officials reported slight improvement after he was hospitalized with pneumonia and mild kidney failure. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, escalating conflict has resulted in approximately 7,000 deaths since January, attributed to advances by Rwanda-backed M23 rebels. The music world mourned the passing of soul icon Roberta Flack at age 88. A tragic incident occurred in South Korea, with the collapse of an unfinished motorway bridge causing at least 3 fatalities. A UK MP received a 10-week prison sentence for assaulting a man while intoxicated. A court upheld the conviction of the Rano's founder Elizabeth Holmes, rejecting her appeal against fraud charges. NASA reported a significant decrease in the probability of an asteroid collision with Earth. Actor Guy Pearce discussed his first Academy Award nomination and his new film shot in a real prison. The World Health Organization reported the detention of hundreds of Gaza healthcare workers by the Israeli military. Research suggests that antioxidants found in fruits and flowers might mitigate the reproductive effects of microplastic exposure. Interest in airships is resurfacing, with proponents highlighting their potential for environmentally friendly transportation.